high-definition cameras. 3 simple steps can set your kids up with financial success. Our expert Chase Wilsey is back with more. Good morning, Chase. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff.
Good morning, Happy New Year.
This is what we've always talked about. Teaching kids how to be financially successful and learning the basics of money, because they don't really teach that as much as they should.
No.
What role do parents have in all of this?
I mean, as you kind of said, they don't really teach
really
financial literacy in school.
Not at all.
You take economics and civics and things like that, but
Yeah.
you don't really get into the personal finance side of things. So it really falls on a lot of parents, and about 2/3 of adults surveyed said they are key to the financial success of kids, but unfortunately about half those adults give themselves a rating of C or lower.
Right. I was
in
going to
terms of
say,
financial
Mom and Dad
literacy.
sometimes don't know how to do it either.
Hey, the positive is maybe that's going to, give you yourself a little kick in the
Sure.
butt and say, hey, I need to actually pick up my financial literacy to help out my kids as well.
Okay, so there's 3 skills to teach your kids to set them up for this financial success. It's simple. If we get these things out, you start budgeting is the first one, right?
Yeah.
How do you teach a kid, hey man, you got a budget, you got your $5 from the tooth fairy, don't spend it all in one place?
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple thing to really start with, and
Right.
It's actually pretty astonishing. At about age 5 to 8, kids can really start to distinguish a main
Sure.
skill in budgeting, which is understanding needs versus wants.
Yeah.
Creating a list with your kid to say, well, what do you want?
Right.
And studies have actually shown that after just a few weeks, kids are actually, I don't really want that anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so actually setting them up and saying, okay, here's a wish list. You're not going to get everything on that wish list,
Right.
but over time, if you still want it for Christmas, your birthday, that's a great first step.
And earning it, teaching them to earn that money is also important because it teaches the value of work, obviously.
Yeah, and about age 9 to 12, that's when kids can really start to understand the cost.
Yep.
So at that time, that's when I kind of recommend start paying your kids to do chores around the
Yes.
house. And actually, when they start earning that money,
Yeah.
break that money up into 3 different categories.
Mm-hmm.
You have your spend category, your save category, and your give category. Giving to charity is always nice. So starting to break that down. And it's a good lesson to learn, because much better to make
Yeah.
mistakes with $20, let's say,
True.
than $1,000.
True.
So starting that at a young age is very important.
I love that you mentioned it goes beyond just that. You even suggest tax your kids. I've been doing that for a while, where I'm
Good.
like, see that dime? That's mine.
Yeah,
And they're like, what? Taxes.
And I don't know about age 9 taxing, but starting to start that conversation
Sure.
probably around 13, 14,
Yeah.
and starting to teach them about taxes. Again, that's another thing. You come
Yep.
out of school and you're like, what happened to $1,000 from my paycheck? Oh, I went to taxes.
Yeah.
So starting that conversation early can really be beneficial.
Yeah, really good. It's funny that you mentioned, because I actually wrote down save, spend, give, because my sister gave my 9, soon to be 10-year-old daughter 3 little piggy banks.
Yeah.
3 piggy banks. One says save, spend, give. Each one has a thing so that you put it in.
Exactly.
What a coincidence, right?
That's how you do it.
Smart stuff. Okay, number 2, let's talk about debt management.
Yeah, debt management, of course, is a huge one, because this can really get into big trouble once you're older.
Yes.
And this is kind of a little bit scary for some parents, but it's a good idea to consider adding your child as an authorized user on your credit card. What that does is it builds credit for them. And of course, having credit when you're older is very, very important.
Yeah.
But the scary part is you as the parent are liable for anything that they spend.
Well, how old
on
of a
that.
kid are we talking about with their name on the credit card?
This is where I'd start to go about age 14, 15. Some credit cards
Yeah.
do
Sure.
also have age requirements there.
Okay.
But also other credit cards do have spending limits, so they're not just going to go out and buy a new iPhone
And
for
you know your
$1,000.
kid.
Whoa. Yeah.
If they're responsible, they can handle it, because quite frankly, a couple years later, the colleges are giving out the credit cards
Well, that's-
willy-nilly. And if you come inexperienced, that's when stuff goes bad.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity to really sit down and
Right.
look at what they're spending on. Sit down once a month, go over the bill, make sure they pay you for whatever they purchased
Love
there,
that.
so you're not having that issue of paying everything off for them. And then about 36% of college students have debt over $1,000 on credit cards. So it's so important to start them young so they build those financial
Love that.
habits. Don't be 18 all of a sudden, oh, I'm going to go get a credit
Now
card.
what do I do? Yeah.
What do I do
Okay,
with it?
third one quickly, investing. And we were talking earlier, boy, if you didn't get in on this Tesla, now it's through the roof. Okay, let's talk about investing in the kids and start saving early.
Yeah, and I still think Tesla's a lucky gamble there for a lot of people, but we'll talk about investing and understanding, of course, your kid's not going to be the next Warren Buffett when they start investing, but it's a good idea to really open up a brokerage account, open up a custodial Roth for children that are working as well, really has some great tax benefits. Get them going on investing young so they can understand the volatility. Things are going to move up and down. That doesn't mean you're going to lose money in the long term, but just getting used to that volatility. So when you're 20, 25, 30, you're not going to panic when the market swings up and down, and really teaching them about compounding. Warren Buffett calls it the eighth wonder of the world, seeing how money grows over time, you know.
There's a patience factor that some people don't have at an early age that you require to do this.
That's why I recommend play around with a compounding calculator. I mean, if you look at saying you save $200 a month, let's say for 25 years, a long time, you earn 8%, you're going to have $190,000,
right?
Even though you only put in $60,000. Just play around different numbers. It'll get them excited, hopefully.
Math is a beautiful thing.
Oh, absolutely.
When you start adding up, and then, oh my God. Chase, thank you so much. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's get you over to Christina now. She is in the kitchen.
Yes, and the holiday